Welcome to Express News. Over the next 30 minutes, we take a closer look at the top 100 stories from India and the world. I am Anil Thomas. Let's get started. India's Prime Minister laid the foundation stone and dedicated to the nation development projects worth over $820 million in the southern state of Telangana today. India's Prime Minister also flagged off the first multi-modal transport system train service. The long-awaited train service extends the popular suburban train service in the Hyderabad-Secunderabad Twin City regions. Other projects inaugurated include the Civil Aviation Research Organization Center in Hyderabad. PM said it will be the first of its kind based on such modern standards. Prime Minister highlighted the government's efforts to improve rail connectivity and services in the state with the electrification and doubling of rail lines taking place at a fast pace. Prime Minister Modi also visited the Ujjain Mahakali temple in Secunderabad city. Prime Minister offered prayers at the temple. The temple is believed to be 191 years old. Prime Minister Modi also addressed a public gathering in the Sangareddy city. Prime Minister reiterated about dynastic politics being against democracy. Prime Minister inaugurates and dedicates to the nation and lays the foundation stone of multiple development projects in Chandikhol in Odisha. Prime Minister also flagged off several train services in the state. These include the launch of a new train service between Puri and Anand Vihar Terminal, a new train service between Paradeep and Kenjudarghar, a new container train. Prime Minister said that there is a government in the country working for the future by taking the pledge of a developed India while being mindful of the present needs too. India's Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri dedicated 201 CNG stations in 17 states. With the operation of CNG stations, customers will be able to get the facility of CNG gas at reasonable prices. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Tuesday held a meeting with Prime Minister of South Korea Han Duck-soo in Seoul. Jaishankar also met South Korean Trade, Industry and Energy Minister in Seoul. The two leaders held wide-ranging conversations on trade and economic cooperation set at the heart of the India-South Korea relationship. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated the new administrative and training building of the Naval War College in Goa. Defence Minister stressed that trade has increased via sea routes post-globalization. He said that the Indo-Pacific region has emerged as a hub for goods and trade. The Uttar Pradesh government expanded its cabinet on Tuesday. 4 new ministers who took oath as ministers include Suheldev Bharatiya Samaj Party Chief Om Prakash Rajbhar, RLD MLA Anil Kumar and BJP leaders Dhara Singh Chauhan and Sunil Kumar Sharma. 24th edition of FICCI Frames was held in India's Mumbai city. Secretary of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting said that digital media segment is witnessing a huge growth of 30% year on year. Election Commission of India will be launching a Citizens Be Vigilant app to report irregularities in the backdrop of the polls. Action will be taken within 100 minutes if they get any complaints through the app. A parliamentary delegation from Denmark called on the Vice President of India in New Delhi. The meet comes as the two countries mark 75 years of diplomatic relations. The 5th edition of the National Youth Parliament Festival kick-started in New Delhi, in which more than 25 participants from all over India took part. The Calcutta High Court ordered a CBI investigation in the Sandeshi Kala case. The court also ordered West Bengal police to hand over Shah Jahan Sheikh, who is a prime accused in the case, to CBI. Domestic equity benchmark Nifty 50 and Sensex fell on Tuesday. BSE Sensex dropped 195 points to close at 73,677. The blue chip index NSE Nifty shed 49 points to end at 22,356. Indian rupee gained 1 paise to settle at 82.89 against the US dollar. Gold futures maturing on the 5th of April stood at 64,739 rupees per 10 grams on the Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on the 3rd of May stood at 73,821 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. India's IT and Telecom Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said that Google has agreed to restore delisted Indian apps on its Play Store that were delisted on the 1st of March. Indian government has extended the mandate for the country's power producers to import 6% of their coal requirements until June. China has set an ambitious economic expansion target of around 5% for 2024 as its leaders promise to transform the growth model in the face of significant challenge facing its development. Bitcoin hit a 2-year peak, breaching about $68,600 US. Bitcoin gained 50% this year as inflows into US-listed Bitcoin funds have surged. European Union has levied a fine of $2 billion US against tech giant Apple for violating antitrust regulations by hindering competition among music streaming services. India's Prime Minister took to X to congratulate Pakistan's newly elected Prime Minister, Shahbaz Sharif. Ceasefire negotiations between Hamas and mediators in Cairo ended without any progress on Tuesday, with few days left to halt fighting in time for Ramadan. The Indian government on Wednesday issued an advisory on Indian nationals living in Israel, urging them to relocate to safe areas within the country. While India once again voiced their support for a two-state solution and condemned terrorism in all its forms in the ongoing Israel-Hamas armed conflict. Aid including food and medical supplies was airdropped into Gaza on Tuesday. Israel's military said on Monday that the UN aid agency UNRWA in Gaza employed over 450 military operatives from Hamas and other armed groups. Houthi rebels are trying to escalate the conflict in the Gulf of Aden as their minister said that the ships will have to obtain a permit from Houthi-controlled Maritime Affairs Authority before entering Yemeni waters. Ukraine military intelligence on Tuesday said its sea drones damaged a Russian Black Sea Fleet patrol ship off occupied Crimea. The Russian Defense Ministry said on Monday that its forces hit US-made fighting vehicles in Ukraine, while Kyiv said it had attacked Russian battlefields. NATO has kicked off its military exercise in the Nordic countries with more than 20,000 soldiers participating in the war games. As the United States gears up for Super Tuesday, supporters of a Republican and Democratic Party from 15 U.S. states will vote for their preferred candidate in the presidential race. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese met Cambodia's Prime Minister Hun Manet and outgoing Indonesian President Joko Widodo during the ASEAN-Australia Special Summit in Melbourne on Tuesday. France has become the first country to enshrine the right to access abortion services into its constitution as lawmakers and senators overwhelmingly approved the changes in a rare joint session of parliament. The Philippines on Tuesday alleged that China's Coast Guard engaged in risky maneuvers resulting in a collision between a Philippine Coast Guard ship and a Chinese vessel. Japan has expressed its concern over the possible threat posed by China's rapid military expansion. North Korea's defense ministry on Tuesday called for halting joint military drills of South Korea and the United States, labeling them as war rehearsals. Well, South Korea has dismissed North Korea's claims, affirming the defensive nature of drills aimed at deterring North Korean provocations and aggression. Haitian troops were conducting patrols close to Port-au-Prince International Airport on Monday in response to reports of intense gunfire nearby. A German non-governmental organization accused the Libyan Coast Guard of violating international law during a rescue operation in the Mediterranean Sea on Monday. The European Union reached a new plastic deal for single use to be ended by 2030. The Meteorological Department has forecast a fresh spell of rain and snowfall over the western Himalayan region from Tuesday till Thursday. Light to moderate rainfall is very likely over Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, Gilgit, Muzaffarabad, Himachal Pradesh and over Uttarakhand. An intense western disturbance has hit India's northern state of Himachal Pradesh. Popular tourist attraction Manali recorded a total of 238 millimeters of rainfall in the first 3 days of March. Fire crews in the Texas battle to get tighter grip on the state's largest wildfire on record. Wildfire has scorched more than 1 million acres. An intense blizzard continues to battle Northern California and Nevada with heavy snow that has covered several areas up to 10 feet of snow. Heavy rains triggered floods in the northwestern Argentinian city of Corinthians. More than 800 people were evacuated. Officials are working with police, firefighters and health services to coordinate relief efforts. At least 43 were killed in Bolivia's La Paz after heavy rains battered the lower regions. The Civil Defense Ministry has issued a red alert till the 11th of March. China has provided relief materials to snowstorm-hit Mongolia. The country is experiencing its worst winter weather in nearly 50 years. EU banned the plastic wrapping of fruit and vegetables in supermarkets, mini packages of ketchups in restaurants to cut waste from packaging. EU has also set a target of at least 10% for the use of reusable package by the end of the decade. Low-cost airline carrier JetBlue Airways and Spirit Airlines cancels their $3.8 billion merger agreement. The cancelled deal would have created the fifth largest carrier in the United States and helped Spirit ensure its survival. The deal was called off as a Boston judge said it would harm consumers by reducing competition. More than 100 seized poisonous frogs were released into the wild in Colombia. Originating from their natural habitat, these frogs had been unlawfully taken and intended for transportation to Brazil. Colombian authorities ensured the safe return of these amphibians to their native environment. Designer Stella McCarthy presented a nature-inspired collection made from recycled wool, nylon, cotton and polyester in a giant greenhouse in a Parisian park. Models strode onto the runway, parading loosely in loosely tailored suits with prominent shoulders and low-cut trousers. Images of melting icebergs flashed on screens as the soundtrack of Olivia Colman's voice and Mother Earth rang out during the runway show. SpaceX launched into space a methane tracking satellite dubbed the MethaneSat on Monday. According to the private space exploration company, MethaneSat will be the most advanced methane tracking satellite and it will provide free and timely data to corporations, government and the public. Working towards saving planet Earth amidst climate change, Dubai's Coral Beta Farm has developed an artificial farm to grow coral reefs. Dubai has Coral Beta help speed up growth and also strengthen reefs to make them more resilient to climate change when planted back into the Arabian Gulf Sea. The commercial land-based coral farm promises to restore dying reefs using a new model of reef restoration through a process called assistant evolution. According to the United Nations Environment Programme, live coral of reefs may decrease by 70 to 90% by 2050 without drastic action to limit global warming. The historic and spiritual enriching exposition of Lord Buddha and the Arahant's relics in Thailand were put up at the Chiang Mai city in the northern part of the country on Tuesday. Then the relics will be taken to Ubon Ratchathani in northeastern Thailand on March 10th for next 4 days, and then to the beach town of Krabi in southern Thailand on March 15th. Concluding the exposition in the Southeast Asian country, this sacred journey will culminate on the 19th of March. Northern lights turned the dark sky red and green in China's northern region, Muhe, captivating visitors coming from all the way to the city dubbed as China's North Pole. The dancing ribbons of aurora lights and dazzling stars lit up the sky over China's northernmost city. Tourists captured the view on camera. Indian singer Daljit Dosanjh and rapper Badshah on Tuesday unveiled their latest collaboration, Naina, from Kareena Kapoor and Kriti Sanon's starrer crew. The teaser of the Telugu movie Family Star starring Mrunal Thakur and Vijay Deverakonda was out. Indian actor Randeep Hooda starrer Swatantra Veer Savarkar's trailer was released. The film is set to release in theatres on the 22nd of March. Indian actor Rashmika Mandanna turned presenter at the Chernobyl Anime Awards, which were held in Tokyo, Japan. She announced the nominees for the Best Art Design Award. The trailer of Indian actor Kunal Khemu's first directorial, Madgaon Express, was released on Tuesday. The film is set to release on the 22nd of March. Indian actors Sara Ali Khan, Karishma Kapoor and Sanjay Kapoor starrer Murder Mubarak to release on streaming platform on March 15th. The trailer was unveiled today. Pakistan-American stand-up comedian and actor Kumail Nanjian joins Eugene Levy, Selena Gomez and Molly Shannon as the new cast member of Only Murders in the Building Season 4. Ballet star Carlos Acosta is giving the Nutcracker a colorful makeover in its new production inspired by his Cuban roots and traditions. American actress Lindsay Lohan will once again work with the Academy Award-winning actress Jamie Lee Curtis in the sequel to their 2003 popular film Freaky Friday. Dune Part 2 starring Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya's film earned over 11 crores in India. The film was released in the theatres on March 1st. Indians badminton pair of Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty advanced to the second round of the French Open Super 750 badminton tournament with a hard-fought straight games win against Malaysia's pair. Former World Championship bronze medalist shuttler Sai Parneet announced retirement after a long career in badminton. Ace Indian tennis player Sumit Nagal brushed aside the challenge of American wildcard Stefan Dostanek in straight sets in the first outing at the Indian Wells Masters. Off-spinner Ravichandran Ashwin is likely to play his 100th Test match when India take on England in the fifth and final match of the series on Thursday. Sri Lanka edged past Bangladesh in the final ball thriller to clinch a 3-run victory in the first T20 international match. The UEFA announced a new and exciting format for the Champions League. From the next season, 36 clubs will participate in a single league phase. Arsenal matched its biggest Premier League away win with a 6-0 thrashing of Sheffield United on Monday night. PSG manager Luis Enrique dodged a number of questions about Kylian Mbappe's future, insisting he was more focused on the Champions League last 16 clash. Inter Milan stretched their lead atop the Italian league to 15 points after securing a 2-1 win over Genoa in the league. World number 2 tennis player Carlos Alcaraz beat 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal in a tiebreaker 3-6, 6-4, 14-12 in the Las Vegas exhibition match for an OTT platform. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of Express News. I hope you liked it. In case you did, do tell others. In case you don't, drop us a mail. You can also visit our website, ddindia.co.in. We're going to be back again tomorrow evening, same time, same channel. Until then, goodbye. Take care.